Hello everyone, welcome to Conjunctions in Astrology. We're looking at the conjunction of the Sun and Saturn in your chart. What does this mean for your destiny, including the readings from the signs and houses also. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. And if the video is good for you, give it a thumbs up. Let's begin. First of all, do you actually have a conjunction of the Sun and Saturn in your chart? You may think you do, but you may not have. A conjunction in the ancient Vedic system is about planets being in the same sign together, because a sign equals a house. So, if two or more planets are in the same sign, no matter how far apart they are by degree, they are in conjunction. But if one planet is 29 degrees of one sign, let's say, and the other planet at 0 of the next sign, that's not a conjunction, even though they are only 1 degree apart in space, because they are in different signs, therefore different houses, with a completely different lord. Another point to consider is the nakshatra. If planets are in a different nakshatra but in the same sign, are they still forming conjunction? Most definitely they are, because the nakshatra just gives them an internal experience, but they're still in the same sign, they're still sharing the experience of that house, and they are still in a conjunction. So if you have the Sun and Saturn in the same sidereal sign, you definitely have a conjunction of these two grahas. It's a clash of energies most definitely, because the Sun and Saturn have a different agenda. Let's have a look at exactly what these are. And who is the Sun? The Sun is known as Surya or Ravi in the Vedic system. He's a king of the solar system, the light of our lives, and most definitely without him there is no life possible on this planet. You may think that other planets are more important than the Sun, maybe your Atmakaraka, your Lagna Lord, but truth is that Sun is the most powerful and the most important planet in your chart. Because without the Sun, there is no life at all. The Sun is representing most exactly our Atman, our spiritual self, which joins us with the Supreme and indeed with every other living being, showing us that we are one and the same with all other beings, no matter what the outer casing or physical body might suggest. The Sun demands, though, at all times righteous action, pure action, and the truth in every situation. If we depart from the dharmic path, he will actually be quite a punishing graha, because he will not stand for the least deviation from correct path in life. The Sun is Karaka, or representative, for the father, for the boss, for the authority figure and ruler of any sort, including the government. He will give great rewards when we are dharmic and pure in our actions. He can give power and authority also. And who is Saturn? Saturn, known as Shani in the Vedic system, is the most powerful of all the grahas. He has the power to bring back to us the results of our past life karma. Primarily, these are the papa or sinful karmas. He is here to make sure that we receive the exact punishment due to us for our past deeds. So therefore, he can be much feared. But in truth, if he did not do this, we would have to go to much more fearful places. So it's good that we can work through these karmas in this lifetime. Shani therefore brings limitations, delays, obstructions, retributions of all sorts, sorrow, loss, and all fated factors. But please remember that Saturn also gives rewards. He rewards endurance, hard work, honesty, patience, and self-control. So when we show these consistently, he can give many blessings, and the blessings which Saturn gives are those which endure and are worth having. Now, the first thing to know about Sun and Saturn is that they are intimately connected to each other. But the connection is not a harmonious one. Saturn is the son of Surya, but the relationship between them is actually full of enmity. It's a long story how such enmity came between Surya, the sun, and Saturn. But basically we can say that Saturn was the son of Chaya, the shadow form of Surya's first wife, because she could not tolerate the illuminating brightness of her husband, the sun. But in this shadow form, she actually bore him 4 sons, one of whom was Shani. It is said that during her pregnancy with Shani, she was actually undergoing deep austerity, fasting, etc. And when Saturn was born, he was dark and not attractive looking like the illuminating brightness of his father. Therefore, right away, his father had difficulty even accepting Shani as his own son. And many other difficult situations followed, which just emphasized the disharmony and lack of trust between the Sun and Saturn. In your own chart, though, what's going on? As I've shown in all of these Saturn conjunction videos, when Saturn is conjunct to any graha, there is some deep past karma with that planet. And the sun represents our spiritual self, but it also represents materially ego and power situations. So Saturn Sun shows that past life, there was some difficult situation dealing with your ego and situations where you had power, potentially misusing it. And this is going to be rectified in some way in this lifetime. It starts, of course, in childhood. One of the first manifestations is difficulty with the father, or, and this is important to understand, father himself is having difficulty when you are born, or he undergoes difficulty in your childhood. There can be absence of biological father. There can be disharmony right away in the family circle, or the father himself undergoes sickness, ill health, poverty, lack of position. Something is a strain for your father in your childhood years, and it does affect your relationship with him. As a child, the Sun Saturn can make you quite a serious and somewhat introverted person sometimes. You can be a little bit lonely, set apart from your friendship networks. There's a real misunderstanding of what your purpose is in life. You don't fully believe in yourself. Lack of confidence is commonly seen. Sometimes people, even with this Sun Saturn, become rebellious, putting on a big show of bravado in front of authority figures as you actually struggle to find your true purpose in life. And the pivotal moments most definitely in your lifespan will be when you are approaching 30, 60 and 90, when you have the Sun conjunct Saturn, because it's the Saturn return, which for you is more than just a normal Saturn return because the Sun is involved. It involves your whole soul purpose in this lifetime. Check the link below to a video on my channel, Saturn Return, to understand more about this really important transit. One thing I've seen is a complete change in your career and in your path in life when you get to 30. It's like all of your 20s you were on the wrong path. You couldn't find what was your sole purpose until the Saturn return comes around. Because for many people with this Sun Saturn, early career path is not always the right one. You see, Sun Saturn definitely gives you discipline. You know how to discipline yourself, but you need the correct situation to give of yourself fully from your heart and your soul. You like a routine, definitely. You like a sort of timetable in your life. When you know, I'm going to get up at this time, do this at this time, do that at that time, that makes you feel more secure, not restricted. You see, Sun Saturn needs at heart a vocation. Saturn is hard work. Sun is your soul. You give your heart and soul to a job when you feel this deep vocation, but it takes a while to find it. That's the point. Even all of your life, until late in life, you suddenly find where you really can give yourself wholeheartedly. Sun Saturn does very well in all jobs where there is clear routine, clear discipline, such as armed forces, government jobs, and medicine frequently attracts you. And this becomes a challenge for Sun Saturn because not only is it about finding a true vocation, it's about giving in service to others in your life. You will feel this need to be of service to others, and to do this truly you have to be humble. You can't be doing service to get noticed, to get applauded for your actions, or the sun will just come down heavily on you. This Sun Saturn requires some humility. It's a definite lesson in this lifetime. But here we come to the heart of the conflict, everybody, between the Sun and Saturn. Saturn was born of Chaya, the shadow planet. Your deepest fear, don't forget Saturn represents fear, is of not being noticed, not being important, not being prominent. And this is coming from the past life of being exactly that. You were a big shot past life. You were really noticed. Now you need that again, but you're not going to be allowed to have it unless you are giving in true humility and service. And then all of the honor and reward will come to you. Now, in your friendships and certainly in your intimate relationships, marriage, etc., Sun Saturn makes you desirous of helping, controlling the situation, making things steady and long-lasting. But sometimes you can be overbearing, too pushy, or just don't express your feelings at all and feel hurt when they are not met. But one thing you do need to control when you have Sun Saturn is the stress level in your life. The stress in your body can be acute and you're not even aware of it. You can be literally clenching your teeth all day and not even notice. Now, the sun relates to the heart and to all cardiovascular systems, circulation, etc. And so when you have the Sun Saturn together like this, you've got to be especially careful to have enough relaxation time to yourself, correct diet, and definitely avoid smoking, alcohol, all of which can have a really difficult effect on your health, especially, by the way, in Leo Aquarius signs. You should be aware of this potential. Let's look quickly now at sign placements, everybody. The Sun and Saturn coming together in a fire sign, first of all, in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Now, what's happening here is that the Sun is super strong. He is a fire element, Agni, and in these fire signs, he's very prominent indeed. Aries, exalted, Leo, own sign, and happy also in Jupiter's sign, Sagittarius. But Saturn makes your mind dissatisfied and ill at ease when he's in these fire signs. When it is ill-placed by house, this Sun-Saturn fire sign, or there is affliction of other malefics as well, extreme stress and dissatisfaction happens. There can be quarrelsomeness, contention, ego conflicts, especially in Aries and Leo. But the good news is, Sun Saturn in a fire sign, once you find your true vocation, where you really feel fired up, literally, about what you are doing, you focus and you get tremendous success. When you put your passion into selfless service, this is where you feel most satisfied and a lot of the stress in your life completely dissipates. Sun and Saturn in the earth signs of Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. Saturn is strong, but not so the Sun. So your ego is a bit subdued, but this can actually help this conjunction. You become hardworking, disciplined, and tremendously focused. Sometimes you can become quite demanding, mainly on yourself, demanding more from yourself than you even do from others. Try not to be too self-critical, but on the whole, it's a helpful conjunction. Slow and steady progress is definitely what you make. You can have patience, and that's the greatest factor leading you to success. Sun Saturn in the earth signs in Gemini, Libra and Aquarius helps you intellectually and gives you great help in your education, but not to begin with. To begin with, there can be educational delays, losing your way, literally even having communication problems and problems such as dyslexia, language problems, because in all of these signs, it's your communication which is the focus of the karmas. Because the sun is Dharma, truth, it's very important in these earth signs that you tell the truth as much as you can. All of us deviate a little bit from complete truth in this age of Kali. So try as much as you can to keep to this straight and narrow, saying things as they are. But the best thing is that you have great talent as an instructor. You instruct technical skills, practical skills, academic skills extremely well to other people when you have the Sun Saturn in these earth signs. The Sun and Saturn struggle to find expression in the water signs, that is Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. In all of these signs, it's hard to believe in yourself, especially early on in your life. Self-worth, self-confidence can be damaged when the Sun and Saturn are in the water signs. You can even become quite introverted, secretive and fearful sometimes, again depending on aspect and house placement. But the good news, at the Saturn return of 30 and again at 60, something switches in your brain. You suddenly tune in to your own great talents and you put yourself forward to fulfill these in the world. So a difficult start, but a much more successful finish in life is seen when you have the Sun and Saturn in these water signs. And by the way, the Sun Saturn in water signs gives tremendous insight into human psychology and a great deal of empathy for other people. You can put this to use in your working life and in your life in general, and this will give you the true soul satisfaction. Looking now at the house placement, starting with the Kendra or the 1, 4, 7, 10. This is the axis of existence that holds your life together, pushes forward your karmas. It's like the hub of the wheel of a cart. So you're moving forward by planets in these Kendra houses. Sun Saturn shows that you are here to fulfill a particular destiny, and the destiny-making moments are stronger than ever of 30 and 60 when you have Sun and Saturn in the Kendra. It's quite stressful though, having the Sun and Saturn in the first house, because the Sun is strong here and your ego is strong and your ability is strong. You attract people to you. You can be quite a force, quite a personality, but Saturn gives you an inner lack of confidence about this. Something is always pushing you down, restricting you. You may think it's actually circumstances, other people, but it's coming from past life situation. Finding humility, finding concern for other people as a primary factor will actually take you away from some of these difficulties. And Sun and Saturn first house definitely puts a lot of stress onto your body because of this stressful inner conflict going on inside of you. Definitely take care of your cardiovascular health, as I've spoken about on the video. Watch your diet, don't smoke, don't drink. Take it easy, get some relaxation. You have the ability to make a difference in the world. It's just going to take a little more time to happen than you could like. Sun Saturn in the fourth house creates tension in the early home environment. It's a very difficult factor because the mother can have health issues, difficulties, and father relationship can be strained. You may take on maturity early in life more than most children do, and you become a very serious young person indeed. There may be some conflicts, delays in your own property ownership, landed interest later in life, particularly around age 30, 60, it becomes critical for you. But you can have success in all of these areas if you have good aspect of, say, Jupiter or Venus to these two planets in your fourth house. Now, Sun Saturn in the seventh house will impact relationships. Watch for those ego clashes with your partner. You can be quite dominating with your partner, a little bit controlling sometimes, or you can attract someone who is super controlling of yourself. Either way, it's hard to find calm and equality. It's something that will only come with time. Sun Saturn 10th house is a very successful position indeed. The Sun is Digbala, Saturn is Karaka for the house, and you have tremendous hard work application. You can go right to the top of any career ladder, get power, get success, get prominence. But here's the thing, age 30, age 60, there's a big turnaround point, and you must remain honest, dharmic in your career. Any shortcuts, anything underhand, the Sun will punish terribly when he is in this really strong position. Secondly, try to be a little more humble. Don't always be pushy, controlling, and you will get the best from this combination. It's a difficult, very early childhood with the Sun and Saturn in the second house, but there are strong karmas connecting you to your family, and you will get tremendous financial stability later in life. You put a lot of focus on your security, financially, socially, maritally, everything, and it becomes essential to you. One thing, watch your health, particularly health of your eyes. The best placements for Sun Saturn are in the 3rd, 6th, 11th. In all of these houses, third house, you get the ability to defeat enemies. Your communication is very exact, very powerful, very practiced. You become a superb presenter once you overcome that inner lack of confidence. Sun Saturn third gives a definite deep karma with your siblings, sometimes younger siblings in particular, because third house rules younger siblings. There will be some need to be responsible for them, help them, or there can be conflicts and difficulties, but solving them, resolving them depends on yourself, and this will be an important karma to complete. You can also have success in any legal career when you have the Sun and Saturn third house. Sun and Saturn sixth house is excellent again because you defeat the enemies. No matter how often they think they've got you in a corner, you come up shining just like the sun, bright and snazzy. So you have a great ability to deal with conflicts, but you will have many competitors, many people who are trying to pull you down when you have the Sun and Saturn in the sixth house. The sixth house rules health issues, and the Sun and Saturn, as I've said on the video, it's cardiovascular health you have to watch. That's heart health, circulation health, etc., cholesterol levels, all of those things. But you definitely take this very seriously. Sun and Saturn here is excellent to defeat all of these health concerns with hard work and application. So Sun Saturn can power you forward, giving you strong health, robust constitution. Take action where is needed, and you can stay healthy even with the difficulties of the Sun-Saturn conjunction. Sun Saturn in the 11th house can give you profit, success, and prominence in your career, particularly when you're in large organizations, even humanitarian organizations, but not necessarily that. Just any large corporate situation, you get success. You network really well indeed. You get everybody on your side. You have the ability to bring people together and to get success. A fantastic team player when you have the Sun and Saturn in this 11th house. And just like in all of these houses, 3, 6, 11, you have great business acumen, ability to build a business from scratch, take it to prominence is definitely there when you have the Sun, Saturn in this 11th house. Don't forget though, the importance of the sign placement. Stronger by sign, more likely this will happen. Finally, elder siblings are very important and crucial in your destiny, but there may be some issues with them, some karmic factors, which you are definitely going to have to deal with. Next to trine houses, the 5th and the 9th house. This is a difficult placement for Saturn in general, but the Sun is happy in these houses. So here's the conflict. You can be very academic, very serious about learning, intellectual, keen to pursue education. But Saturn will delay all of these issues in the 5th and the 9th house. But later in life, you can definitely pursue education to a very successful degree. But as I say, there will be delay, there will be some restriction, even a little bit of lack of confidence or difficult circumstances around your education. In the 5th house, first child can have some difficulties, or there can be some conflict, lack of agreement, particularly with this child. Particularly this can be seen in a male chart, by the way. In the 9th house, of course, the father issues, which are innate in this Sun-Saturn conjunction, come to the fore most strongly indeed. There can be some conflict, difficulty. Father can have health issues, concerns, distance between you, lack of father guidance, but ultimately, you are here to gain that guidance from some father figure. If it is not your own father, guru, teacher, mentor will be very important in your life. Sun Saturn in the 2 Dustana houses, the 8th and 12th house, both houses can damage your self-confidence very, very much so. It takes you a while in life to truly find purpose and true belief in yourself. And even when you get success, there's something always niggling, something always pulling you down, lack of belief. And it's very important that you take note that the Sun Saturn here can give you tremendous insight and spiritual success, which is what you are here to do, to give this knowledge, to give this out to others. In both the 8th and 12th house, you have tremendous ability to focus onto any subject of contemplation or even academically. You are able to be a great researcher. You get into the depth of any subject you are studying, and this can definitely give you success. What's your business dealings? Sun and Saturn 8th house gives you a very snazzy business nature, but you must be careful to be honest and righteous at all times. Any underhand dealings, Sun is very punishing when he's in this house. You can have mishaps, accidents as well, time to time, and your health can be compromised. Helpful aspect from Jupiter, though, will definitely help you. Watch yourself in any gambling, stock market dealings also. Once again, above board dealings are absolutely necessary, or there can be serious losses. Sun, Saturn, 12th house, of course, you have to watch expenditure as well, especially when malefics are here, Rahu, Ketu and Mars. Watch your health as well. You can neglect it badly. You need relaxation, time to yourself, to cut yourself off. Don't be afraid to do this. Pilgrimage, religious experience is so important to you because the great blessing of the Sun, Saturn, 12th house is a deep inner connection to the Supreme. You've come here for this experience. You've come here for this spiritual wisdom. Take it and make the most of it. It will make you happy in your heart and soul. Check out the karmas of the grahas by signs up on your screen right now to further complement this video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Goodbye for now and God bless everyone.